Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around it. Never gonna.
Welcome back to Double L. I'm Al. We are here, as always, with the other Al, sponsored once again by Powerball.
Ooh, not changing it up this week, huh?
We're not changing it up.
All right, well, I am. I've got a new one this week. It is bamboo spiced rum. I feel like a
Oh,
pirate today. I feel like a good old swashbuckler. So look at this. Look, I even take the cork out.
take a swig. We're here for our week 3 recap and week 4 preview.
There we are.
I was getting worried because I remember a trade occurred last week. I was afraid we didn't cover it, but luckily it happened right after we recorded, so we didn't technically miss it at all. This trade was between Devin and Bobby. Devin receives Wandale Robinson and Daniel Jones, and Bobby receives J.K. Dobbins. And it looks like Joey wanted us to mention that Daniel Jones is in fact a bum. The first 3 weeks are a fluke, and it's going to, throughout the rest of the season, become apparent that he is in fact a bum.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
no good at the game of football, and
Yep.
these first 3 weeks are somewhat of a fluke
Mm. You
altogether.
could say.
Wandale Robinson, I think Bobby picked up off the waiver wire. He also picked up Daniel Jones off the waiver wire, so this is like just a bunch of total, not BS, but some of the easier players to acquire.
Yeah.
Over to Devin for J.K. Dobbins, who I think has been a top 10 running back so far on the year. I'm going to double check that. Bobby
Yeah.
makes out very well in this trade. Running back 12 on the year, pretty close to top 10. But Devin was dealing with a Joe Burrow injury. He'll be out for the rest of the fantasy season, and he was desperate, I think, here for that consistent, high-scoring quarterback, trying to get that with Daniel Jones. I guess he didn't feel that trade was fair enough just for J.K. Dobbins, so he got Wandale on top of it.
Yeah, I mean, I know you're a little higher on Bobby's return here. I don't hate this trade for Devin. Daniel Jones, we'll see how he performs the rest of the year. Um, I do like Wandale Robinson, at least as a fantasy receiver in PPR. He's getting a lot of targets. We'll see, the Giants made a little bit of a change at quarterback. We might talk about that in a little bit. So we'll see if that affects Wandale Robinson's target share for the season. But as of right now, he's getting a lot of targets. I've been watching the Giants games, unfortunately. And Daniel Jones, I mean, listen, I watched him start for my favorite team for 6 years, 6 long years, and he never, except for one season, he never really looked like he was going to be anything more than a backup in the NFL. And now all of a sudden he's in Indianapolis on the Colts throwing balls that I never saw him even like come close to being able to throw when he was with the Giants. So I know everybody's saying it's the Giants were the problem the whole time, which we probably were. We've been a problem for 8 years now or whatever it is.
Since
But
like 2011.
yeah, but I will say something about Daniel Jones looks different. I don't know what it is. He's making deep throws. It looks pretty. When he was with the Giants, he was I don't know. It just didn't look good. And maybe it's because the Giants O-line is significantly worse than the Colts, and that's probably what
It's
it is. He
true.
just has way more time in Indianapolis to make reads and make a throw. So,
Yeah,
um,
well, that might be the case. We have the Jackson Dart era incoming, though. Very exciting.
yes, very exciting. I hope that he doesn't suck.
But I don't hate this trade for Devin. I think Bobby comes out stronger, but Devin did get what he needed here. So
Yeah, I mean Devin's team is kind of weak. It was kind of a instance of he needed to trade kind of a top dog for two guys that were going to be able to be good enough on his team that it made sense. And I think that's what he got. He's given up a pretty, as of right now, high scoring running back, but he's getting a quarterback who has done pretty well in fantasy. Not, he hasn't been a top fantasy quarterback, I don't think, but he's done well enough to make him a starter on somebody's team, and a guy who again is getting a lot of targets, a lot of catches. So
especially
um,
Devin's team.
PPR is going to love Wandale Robinson at least for now. So I think it works out for both teams. Like you said, I think Bob benefits a little bit more, but Devin got what he needed.
Yeah, first game we'll look at here is Jeff versus Dom. Dom comes away with the victory. Dom still undefeated on the season. Quite an impressive start from him. He's got to be super happy about the way JSN's been performing on the year so far. Keenan Allen too, coming out of what was it, retirement, to become what I think is still the wide receiver one in LA at the Chargers, and then Hunter Henry too,
I don't
looking like
believe
that.
I don't believe Keenan Allen came out of retirement. I think he came out of playing for the Bears.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
Was he just a free agent at the time?
I think so. I don't know. Maybe at one point he like announced his retirement and then decided not to because the Chargers wanted him. But as far as I know, last year he was playing for the Bears.
Yeah,
But
I don't know why I thought he was done.
I think a lot of people thought he was done, which is probably why you did.
Yeah, I like Dom's team pretty much all around, except kind of at the QB position. And Brian Thomas Jr. maybe a little bit slow of a start on the year. I wouldn't be too concerned there. Other than that, really solid team. And
Yeah,
Jeff is just off to a super slow start in the year, 1-2. Um, he's got to be disappointed. I know he's disappointed based on the amount of trade offers he's sending out. I think
yeah,
he's reached out to every single member of the league with at least a few trade offers. And
yeah.
we can see when they go through, so we know none of them have actually been successful so far.
Yep. And listen, hey, Jeff, 123 points is going to win you quite a few matchups. I can think of a lot of teams he would have beaten this week, mine included. Um, so 123 is not a it's nothing to sneeze at. He just had to go up against Dom, and like you said, his team's really good. Hunter Henry was had an incredible score. Christian McCaffrey, of course, JSN, like you said. And I do believe Dom still has Justin Tucker rostered, right? Is that
No,
a
he's
fact?
officially dropped him. He
Ah,
started to take
man,
it seriously. So maybe this is the end of Dom's reign on the league. He might end the year 3-11 because he dropped
man,
Justin Tucker. I might go and pick him up.
man. That's it feels like the end of an era for Dom here. I man, that's I don't know, it kind of breaks my heart a little bit. But yeah, I mean, listen, Jeff, he had good games out of Kyron Williams. Cortland Sutton was good. Trey McBride was solid. Underperformed his projection a little bit, but I think 15.3 from a tight end, I think you'll take. And yeah, I mean, all around just pretty solid. I think, he's obviously pretty disappointed with Jamar Chase. I can confirm that one of the trade offers I received from him included Jamar Chase. So, um, I think, Joe Burrow's injury is affecting more than just the teams that had Joe Burrow on their team.
Jake Browning is not Joe Burrow.
He
That's
did
for
not
sure.
look very good the first week. I'm interested to see what the Bengals do. I feel like if Jake Browning has another bad week, they might go searching in the trade market. I know the Giants have one or two quarterbacks that they might be willing to give up to Cincinnati for the right price. So um, I'll be interested to see what happens in Cincinnati. But for now, I don't love having Jamar Chase. But listen, it's Jamar. He's gonna probably put up big points. Just get him the ball, right?
Yeah, some QBs that currently aren't on a roster. There's Cam Newton still. That's an option.
That
Um,
is an option.
Danny DeVito, not on the team.
True, true. Tommy DeVito also not on a team.
Yeah, that's definitely what I meant. All right. This had to
Oof.
be a disappointing game for Joey here.
I can confirm I was
Oh no.
yeah,
He
I was live.
came in with a super low percent chance of winning this game. Lamar Jackson needed 30 points and he got close. He got 27, but he did not quite get up and over the edge.
Didn't quite get there. I know they went for two on the last their last after their last touchdown. And I don't know what exactly the scoring would have been if he had either run it in or passed a 2-point conversion,
I
but
think
Joey
just
was
two
really
points.
hoping.
It would have been close, but no cigar here. They really needed to
Okay.
make the onside kick recovery in order for
Yeah.
Joey to win here. Onside kick recovery pretty much confirms Joey wins.
Yeah. I mean,
Happen.
listen, I can confirm that Joey was not happy with his team's performance throughout most of Sunday. Um, yeah, just not a ton to write home about. It's either very average or underwhelming scores outside of Lamar Jackson. And kind of, I mean, looking at Owen's team, it's kind of the same deal, right? You get no more than what is that? No more than 15.9 out of anybody on his team. So it wasn't exactly a high scoring affair, 108 to 105, but um, a win's a win. We say it once a week, but a win is a win, and Owen will take that.
Yeah, and Joey shouldn't be worried. He's got the one of the better teams in the league. He's 1-2
Yeah,
now, but he'll recover from that. And the Falcons defense, he just needs to get that away from him. Never trust the Falcons.
no.
Once he does that, he'll be fine. Owen's team, on the other hand, 2-1 at the moment. I
Hmm,
think it's fraudulent. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I don't
could
think
be,
he should be 2-1.
could be.
I think he's had two lucky weeks so far in the year. I'm playing him this week. That's about to end.
Oh, is that what it is? Um, yeah, I think for Joey, I think you can depend on more than 9.5 out of Saquon Barkley most of the
Absolutely.
time.
More for Bucky
Um,
Irving too. DK Metcalf. That's about what you'd expect out of him.
yeah. I don't know. I think Joey doesn't have much to worry about uh,
Nope.
going forward, and Owen has a potential quarterback issue. Again, I was talking to him a little bit on Sunday. He's not in love with his quarterback room at the moment.
No, I wouldn't be. Justin Herbert. I think you expect more than 14.6 out of him on a weekly basis.
I think so.
I think so. Back over to Joey. A lot of running backs. He has a running back that's very good even on his bench. And I was reaching out to him with some trade offers, but I have a RB2 now, so those are off the table, Joey. You're not getting what you want.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to trade with me in the first place. I don't know why.
No. Joey doesn't trade. He won't do it.
The only way he'll trade is with Owen for draft picks.
Yeah. Joey is always I think we said it last week. He always thinks he's a little paranoid. He always thinks he's being swindled by trade offers.
And that's a pretty good mindset to have in this league, actually. People like Jeff.
Yeah.
Brown starts Jake Browning and wins. That's the only win from Jake Browning this week.
Yeah.
Um, Super disappointing game from Ryan. I mean, he comes
Yeah.
in here projected one of the highest in the league, gets some great scoring out of Drake May, Jonathan Taylor, even ETN 11 points. Pretty good from him. But then the wide receiver room just absolutely tanks. 3.3
Mm,
from his wide receiver 1 and 2 in total. Lamb gets hurt. He's out for a few weeks.
yeah.
Likely. I don't know if they put him on the IR or not, but he's going to be out for a few weeks. Zay Flowers only 3.3 in a game where the Ravens scored 30.
Mm,
That's a tough look.
yeah. He caught an unlucky break with CD Lamb. I mean, nobody could tell that he was going to get hurt on like the first play of the game or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then Zay Flowers, I don't know. I don't trust Baltimore receivers in fantasy. I feel like Lamar has a new favorite target every week.
Too spotty.
Zay,
Mark
yeah,
Andrews is the only guy over there you can trust.
yeah. Zay Flowers is going to give you 25 one week and then two the next. So, it just, do you play him at the right time? He won Joey a fantasy championship, but he also can give you very just as easily give you a performance like this. So, yeah, very disappointing if you're Ryan. I think he's pretty stoked with Drake May. I would expect he's looking like he's pretty legit at this point. Jonathan Taylor, I don't know. He's just incredible. Um, yeah, and then the Buccaneers defense was 16 and Harrison Butker with 12. So he got what he needed out of a lot of his positions. He just, like you said, the wide receiver position really let him down there today or this week.
Yeah, absolutely. I like the Drake May option at quarterback
Yeah,
because you didn't have to spend a lot of draft capital to get him. It looks like he's
yeah.
just like, even in a loss, a situation where the team only scored 14, he puts up almost 20 points. So he could spend those higher draft picks on people like Jonathan Taylor, ETN. I think that's working
Hmm.
out for him.
Yeah. CD
Uh,
Lamb again, he got hurt, so that's unfortunate, but
Hopefully
uh
he has someone he can slip in the flex there and move Myers up to someone. Uh,
hopefully. Um, and then, looking at Pranov, we talked about Jake Browning. There's nothing to talk about there. Omarion Hampton looked really good. And then
Yeah,
he
he
got,
finally kicked it into gear. He had a slow first 2 weeks, and week three was the week that this rookie running back finally put some stuff together.
yeah, he had great performances from his wide receiver position. And then he was able to survive even a -1 point from the Bengals defense and still maintain a 125 score. So, Pranov's team is looking really good. If Omarion Hampton can keep that production up, I think Pranov just needs a
The
reliable
quarterback.
quarterback,
Yeah,
and
that's
he
what
might
I hope.
be very scary going forward.
He is. I'm glad he's only 1-2 because otherwise I'd be scared.
Yeah.
Um, the kickers here did tie at 12 points. I think we can count that as a double L tie.
I don't think we can, but I'm willing to give you something.
Have you seen Pronov's team name? I won't say what it is, but it's the most creative team name I've ever seen. And I know you don't listen to Pranov, but if you do, I really appreciate the creativity and the thought that you put into that.
I actually have not seen it. I'm going to check on that right now. So if you want to take us into the next game,
Live Allen reaction to his team name.
live reaction.
Yeah, but Ian comes away with this is the highest score of the week, 142. Congrats to Ian beating Devin. He puts up 142 in a week that he does not need to. Devin gets a pretty average for his current fantasy abilities, score of 90. Um, Ian had a all-around really good game. Good quarterback score from Jalen Hurts, 29. Can expect that on a week-to-week basis.
I
Running
just saw
backs a little.
Pranov's team name.
It's a good one.
It's a good one.
Running backs a little bit below average. Puka Nacua, wide receiver one on the year. Great pickup by Ian. I don't remember
Mm,
what draft pick he had, but wherever he got Puka, that was the pick to make.
pretty high,
Kenneth,
I think.
Kenneth Walker in the flex, performing very, very well. That's because Zach Charbonnet had an injury and was out for this game.
Hmm.
Any game where Charbonnet's out, Walker's an instant start. He's going to get like 18 plus points. Any game where Walker's out, Charbonnet's an instant start.
I'm
And
sorry. Does that say 32 points for the Vikings defense and special teams?
absolutely.
Okay. My goodness. I
Yeah,
didn't even, I
I
didn't
was
check on.
watching this game because my wife is a devout Vikings fan.
Mm,
And I believe the Vikings defense had three touchdowns.
yeah, that'll get you a lot of points.
A single player actually had two pick sixes and a strip.
That's right. That's Isaiah Rodgers.
Isaiah Rodgers, that's it. It was so bad that we actually turned it off in the fourth quarter and went to a better game.
My goodness.
It was a slaughter. But yeah, that's not going to happen every week.
No.
So Ian can't rely on that week in and week out. He'll need some better tight end uh, production. Zach Ertz should do better than this if and when the quarterback down there in Washington comes back.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Devin's team, as we mentioned, not exactly the strongest team out there. His um, Daniel Jones trade. It's weird, right? Because the Colts scored 41 points, but Jones wasn't a huge part of it. He did throw for one touchdown, but as we saw from the other scores, Jonathan Taylor was a huge part of their win. So not a ton from Jones, and then his other trade guy that he got, Wan'Dale Robinson, nothing doing there either. Although there was really nothing going on for the Giants unless your name was Cam Scadaboo. So
Yeah, Scadaboo is the man.
yeah, yeah. So Nico Collins, there's Devin's bright spot.
That's it.
And
Really.
that's pretty much it.
I don't. Is Does Devin get a win this year?
Uh, you know,
I
you
think
would
he
hope
does. I think
for
he
his
does.
sake.
I think he gets two.
I think it's hard. It's very hard to not get a win in fantasy football.
Yeah, because like you can have a bad week. Like I
Yeah,
remember a year where I scored in the 60s and I made the playoffs that year. So
yeah. Good teams
you
have
can
terrible scores all the time.
you get injuries, things can happen. So
Yeah, yeah.
um,
It's all
unfortunate
right.
for
It's all right, Devin. You'll get there eventually. It's
get
just
away.
not this week.
Yeah, same for you. Alan, take us through your thought process on Monday night as you approached a victory but did not quite grab it.
Yeah, listen, going into Monday night, I think I needed like 8.5, 9, maybe 10 points to beat Bobby. We both had the Detroit running backs to play. He had Gibbs, I had David Montgomery. So I think we all can agree that Jahmyr Gibbs is probably their more prominent option over there in Detroit. So I was kind of accepting the loss going into Monday Night Football. And well, as you can see, David Montgomery got me quite a few points. So if you had told me going into Monday Night Football that I would be getting almost 30 points from David Montgomery, I would have been like, awesome, cool, I'm going to win. Um, but of course, looking at Jahmyr Gibbs' score, he got almost 27 points from him. So it was a little bit heartbreaking. I went from going into Monday Night Football without a hope of winning to, you know, just being right there. But if you take a look, I got 30 points out of David Montgomery, and I still only scored 106 points. The rest of my team, outside of AJ Brown and I guess Roma Dunze, he pretty much got the exact average at the flex or his projected, I mean. Everybody else was really disappointing. Jordan Love, I would have liked a lot more out of him, especially against the Browns. I mean, they have a good defense, but they're, you know, I think you could still expect to put up more than 11 points if you're a quarterback against the Browns. And then, like we mentioned before, the Giants pretty much had nothing going on. The Chiefs were covering Malik Neighbors like a blanket the whole game. He got 2 catches for 13 yards, so nothing there. Kelsey only got a few catches, and then my defense, special teams, and my kicker just nothing. So, I unfortunately had Cam Scadaboo on my bench. Now that he is RB1 for the Giants with Tyrone Tracy's injury, I would I would like to start him. I don't know after Montgomery's performance who to start him instead of, because Hubbard has also been pretty good for me this year. It was a bad week for him, but he's been pretty good. So I've got some lineup questions to go with to consider going into week 4 here. But I like where my team's at. I think now that I think it's a good time to talk about the Giants quarterback change that they announced today. Jackson Dart will officially be taking the starting role for the Giants.
Let's
So I
go.
like I'm a little worried it's too soon, but
It is too soon, but it's going to be fun.
I'm gonna be optimistic. Um,
The defense, well, the Chiefs defense in particular, really figured out how to defeat the Giants in a way that you didn't really need to figure out because they aren't that good in the first
yeah,
place. But all you need to do is rush, blitz the quarterback, give them no time, and they're gonna check down to Cam Scadaboo, and they're not gonna score a lot of points that way. Cam has a
yeah,
great, so I think the fantasy reality here is if the defense is really good that they're playing against, and Scadaboo's the play. He's probably going to get a lot of checkdowns. Maybe Jackson Dart's going to play a different way than Russell Wilson does, but at least in this game, that's how that turned out. And Malik Neighbors is not going to get a lot of targets if it's a good defense, or even if he does get a lot of targets, he's on lockdown pretty much.
yeah.
Oh my God, that
Which,
that pass in the end zone to Malik Neighbors, that turned out, of course, to be an interception.
yeah,
That
bad.
alone made me want to put Jameis Winston in. I
It
want to
was
see at least one Jameis game. Can we get a Jameis game before we get Jackson Dart?
I doubt it because they've already named Dart as the starter, and I don't think
Uh, they're not
there's
going to
not going to
switch
be a
that up.
Jameis game unless Dart is really bad. So
Yeah.
here's hoping for no Jameis games. Yeah, I think Malik Neighbors is going to get you more than 3.3. I know, he's getting covered heavily, but he's good enough. He'll get open. They just have to get him the ball when he's open. So, um, and the Giants are playing a good defense this week. They're playing the Chargers, so I really
That's
do.
that's that's a good choice for Cam Scadaboo.
I need to get Scadaboo in the game because I think he is, and I think with Jackson Dart getting his first career start, I think they're gonna. I don't think he's just going to be throwing deep every play. I think they're going to want to ease him in with some runs, maybe some checkdowns. So,
He was in for
I
several plays this last game just to get him started.
yeah, but I don't think he threw a ball, did he? Maybe he did. I don't know.
If
Um,
I don't think he's threw a forward pass.
Yeah. So I don't know. I like where my team's at. I have had an unfortunate 1-2 start, but I do think that, and maybe Jaden Daniels comes back for me this week too. So I don't know. I like where I'm at, and I'm hoping
I'm sure you're
that,
happy about AJ Brown finally performing too.
yeah, I wish it didn't come at the expense of a lot of the rest of my team not performing, but it's all right. The recipe is there.
All right, the Mr. Gallant Bowl. Um, 2/3 of it, and I did not come away with a win, although I'm actually coming away with a little bit of hope due to some of the things that happen around the NFL with James Conner, unfortunate injury. I do have Trey Benson, so I was really looking for a running back too. You don't want to play Kareem Hunt in 2025 in fantasy.
Hey, he had a touchdown
He had a
on Sunday
touchdown.
night.
It didn't matter for me, but I needed Kareem Hunt to get like 30 points. I came into the game absolutely knowing I wasn't going to win, so I could just relax,
Yeah.
accept loss. Dwami Brown will no longer be on my team. He is cut. Kareem Hunt might get cut as well. We got cuts all around. Matt Prater,
Mm.
kicker, cut. Rams defense cut. We're making lots of cuts. But good job to Zane.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not a team that I'm looking forward to playing, especially when he only got 6.3 out of Ashton Genty. He's not
Undefeated.
been great so far. Uh, However, I feel like he has the opportunity to really go off at any given week. So, um, and of course with James Cook, I mean, he's been incredible this year. Uh,
Yeah,
so
and
Zane is a tough team to play right
it
now.
hurts to see the Seahawks get 17 when I drafted them, but then I want to get cute and just, play the best matchups I can.
Yeah,
I haven't found a defense that I actually like yet, so I'm still playing the matchups.
sure.
Stuck with the Seahawks.
Yeah, that's all right. I mean,
You live and you learn.
yeah, you live and you learn. I mean, Zane, it looks good for him. I don't know. It looks good for him. I play him this week and I'm not looking forward to it.
All right, let's look at what we have here with our divisions. So Division One, we might have to rename to the Bums Division because there's only 4 wins amongst these 4 teams through 3 weeks, and that's just unfortunate. Owen moves into the lead, but only with a 40% chance of making the playoffs, even though he's leading the division. That's quite incredible. Jeff, myself, and Devin for the rest of the lineups. Devin did not win a game this week. He hasn't won a game this whole year. Dom and Zane are still undefeated. Dom leaves Division 2, then Bobby Joey Pranov. Division 3, Zane, Ian, Ryan, and yourself. Division 3 looks like the toughest of the divisions, and we have a whole lot of teams throughout the league at 1 and 2 right now. I think there's going to be a large fight for that last 1 or 2 wild card spots, and that battle's not really going to shape up, or we're not going to have a clear image of it for many weeks.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of teams except Devin that could. I think every team except Devin could still make a case that they're going to make it.
I know. I mean, you take a look at some of these one-win teams. Joey has a great team. I think Pranov has a great team. He needs to figure out the quarterback's position, but I think he has a great team. Ryan, I would say I have a really good team. I think your team's pretty good, especially now with Trey Benson. Jeff has a good team. He scored 123 this week. So all of those one-win teams, I think, could very easily go on a run and make some noise. It's a competitive year, I think, and Dom and Zane have separated themselves so far at the top of the pack, but it's only week 3, right? There's going to be plenty of time for the rest of the league to kind of catch up. So, um, yeah, I mean, take these divisions, take these playoff percentages with a grain of salt at this point. Anything can happen going forward, unless you're Devin. Sorry, Devin.
Yeah, Devin, 17 might be generous,
Yeah.
and Owen 40 might be generous. Even ESPN thinks that Owen's a fraud. Dom with the 73. I don't know if it's quite 73, but he does have 3 wins, so
He's good. He's got a good team.
he's got a good team.
I can't-
We're moving on to the host prediction section here. We both had pretty good week 3s. I mean, roughly standard for you, very good for me.
Yeah. I think that's your first week that you've been positive, so
It is.
good on you.
4 out of 6 is awesome. I was hoping
Good
for
on
3
you.
out of 6. And we got 4 out of 6.
There you go. Yeah, so that brings my total up to 12 out of 18, 12 out of 18 on the season, 67%, and you are 7 out of 18, creeping up towards that
Yeah.
50%, but you still
And I'm
have to
having a good
crack that
feeling about this
40%.
next week. Having a
Oh yeah?
good feeling about it.
Okay. Okay. Um, yeah, and then I just want to remind everybody that we here at Double L absolutely condone gambling. I think please gamble. Please make sure that when you gamble, you are uh gambling on the low odds because if you win, that's more money that it'll pay out. So, and
Use
I know
code
people say only gamble what you can afford to lose. I say do it all.
only don't gamble what you can't afford to win.
Exactly.
Use code double L at checkout for DraftKings and you will get a 0.005% boost.
Something like that.
I wanted to include the one Joey prediction because we made a phone call to him last week. He predicted
Ooh,
that he would win. That didn't happen, so he's 0 for 1
Joey's at a
um,
0%. Well, actually, he was
for
on
the week. Yeah, just for the week.
just for the week, just for the week.
All right, and then week 4 matchups. That's what we got left here. So, um, Jeff versus Devin. First of all, this is a divisional week. So yeah, the first 2 games here, Division One, next to Division Two, last through the last 2 Division Three. Jeff versus Devin. Both teams off to rough starts, and Devin's season is, I think, is it going to stay rough? Is he going to pull out a win against Jeffrey? It's not the biggest spread of the week, but that's because Ryan hasn't replaced CeeDee Lamb yet in his lineup. This might end up being the biggest spread of the week. This is the double L underdog prediction of the week. We're going to go with a Devin win here. Both of us, hand in hand.
Not true. I cannot, in good faith, take Devin to win over Jeff at this time.
I'm going
So
to
if
be
you want
taking
to do
Devin
that,
out this week. I'm going to take Devin. I
okay,
think mostly because I want Jeff to go to 1-3. He's my toughest competitor in this division.
okay. Yeah, I don't know about that. I think I'm starting to see the reason why you are regularly pretty poor at the predictions.
Because I predict more so what I want, then
Yeah,
that
yeah.
might be the case. Yeah, I'm still going with it.
All right, fair enough.
Moving on to myself versus Owen. I'm predicted about a 10 point differential. I don't think Owen has any injuries. He might make some waiver wire moves. He might make some moves off the bench. I didn't look too closely. I'm going to go with myself here.
I think I'm going to take Owen this week, and I think the reason that I'm going to take Owen this week is he is the only member of the league whose father has appeared on the hit Netflix show Blown Away as
Dude, go check it out.
a celebrity judge. Shout out Blown Away. Shout out Bill Gudenrath. Shout out the city of Corning.
And the
Um,
Corning Museum of Glass.
and of course the CMOG, everybody knows. Yeah, so I'm taking Owen because I don't believe that your father was on the hit Netflix show Blown Away.
I can ask him, but I do not think he was on that one.
The chances are near zero that he might have been walking by in a shot in the background.
I don't even think they film it here.
Yeah, I think you're right, actually. So the chances are actually probably zero.
Yeah, not, low, but not zero.
Low but not zero. Do they do any like B-roll shots of the Corning Museum of Glass at any point?
They might have at one point.
Okay.
That's probably his greatest likelihood, although he doesn't really
Yeah.
frequent or loiter that part of town.
Yeah, not too many citizens of the city do. I think we all get it out of our way when we're in grade school and we go every year on a field trip and we're like, all
Very
right,
fun.
I've seen
Very
it.
fun. I like it.
Yeah. I think once every 10 years, I think
It's a good,
maybe somebody's like, you know what? I'm gonna go check it out.
it's a good amount.
Yeah. I worked 40 hours a week in the kitchen
Oh,
there
yeah, you
washing
did there.
dishes.
I forgot you did that.
Yeah, not my favorite job I've ever worked, I'll tell you that much.
You like
I went
rowing
home really
canoes on the
greasy
lake
every
a
day.
lot better.
What's that?
You like rowing canoes on a lake a lot better.
Yeah, that was certainly preferable, I would say. Yeah,
You should quit your job and go do that again this summer.
I will not be doing that.
Yeah,
I did enjoy it, but
not that much.
my current job makes me a little bit more money, and it is in the field that I went to college for. So
This is shaping up to be a week. I think I get none of the games right because we're already not aligned on the first two. Let's see
could
on
be a
this
bad
next
week for
one,
me. You never know.
which is actually a close game here, projected between Pranav and Dom.
Hmm.
Pranav 1-2 really needs a win. Dom 3-0. Uh, does he continue that undefeated stretch? One of the only two teams that is undefeated.
I think one team is going to be 4-0 after this week.
Okay.
I believe it is going to be Dom.
Wow. Okay.
Mainly because when
4-0.
we get to my matchup against Zane, I really can't afford to lose this week. Starting 1-3 would be pretty not great. So
Oh, cool. And that for that reason, I'm giving Pranav the win here, 2-2.
okay. So
Um,
we're opposite choices on everything. Is that
so far, we'll see if that continues.
okay?
Um, Joe versus Bob, the classic Joe Bob Bowl.
Hmm.
Look forward to it every year. This one's happening
Some could
twice
call
this
it the
year.
Bob Joe Bowl.
You could if you want to. That might be disrespectful.
I don't want to.
Okay. Um, Joey with quite the high projection. 3.5 points higher than Bobby. I like that line. I like Joey's odds here. I think both teams here are 2-2 after this game. I think Joey comes away with the victory.
Yeah, I think I like Joey to bounce back. I think
Wow. Okay, our
he's
first game in agreement.
yeah, I think Saquon's going to give him more than 9.5 points, and the rest of his team is going to perform just as well as they did this week. And I think he's going to take it from Bobby by 6 points.
I
It's going
think
to be
he
close.
takes it. I think he takes it by 2.5 points.
Okay,
Uh,
there you go.
Ian, Ryan. You got to go with Ryan here. Even when Ryan puts in another wide receiver, I think the projected totals is just too far off, and Ian just had a good week. I think that continues. Ian for the win.
Yep, I'm going to agree with you on that one. I'm taking Ian. It's
Oh,
tough
and
for
then
Ryan when you lose your number one draft pick.
exactly, it's tough.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone else has so far lost their round one, and
knock
he's
on
not out
wood.
for the year. So yeah,
Yeah, he'll
knock
be
on
back.
wood. In a sense, Jeff lost his when Joe Burrow went out for the year, but not really. Allen versus Zane in the Mr. Gallant Bowl.
Mm,
Zane projected just a little bit higher, 2.6 points. This is going to be close. Kind of a coin flip here. Um, I know you're going to go with yourself. Who do I go with here? Zane is 3-0. I don't think I can go. I don't want you to be 1-3, but I can't go against Zane here. He's 3-0. It's a
that's
tough
fair.
matchup for you.
It is a
Tough
tough
matchup
matchup.
the rest of the season. I'm going with Zane here.
I think Zayn probably has the better chance of winning this matchup. I am going to take myself because I can't afford to lose, so I'm kind of doing what you do a little bit and
Mm-hmm.
choose not by what I think is going to happen, but by what I need to happen. But I have a good team, so I think I can beat Zayn legitimately. Um,
Odds
and then
are I
yeah,
disagree with you pretty heavily.
this is the other 2/3 of the Mr. Gallant Bowl. So we've now officially gone full circle because I've played you, you have played
Mm-hmm.
Zayn, and Zane and I are about to play. So this is the full circle Mr. Gallant Bowl, all thirds of it, and I do believe is that former congressional nominee Rick Gallant down there.
That is.
Wow, wow, everybody throw up a salute. I
Throw up a
believe
salute emoji in the comments, please.
yeah, salute emoji in the comments and tell you know what? Here's a good chance for a comment down below. If you've gotten down to this point, comment down below how Alex could repay Mr. Gallant his 15 minutes of recess that he owes him.
And then also go ahead and comment who you voted for and why.
Yeah, I think you were probably very glad that he did not become a congressman because your 15 minutes that you owe him might have actually had some legal ramifications.
Yeah, and I mean with the rates of inflation,
Ooh,
who knows
that
what
might
it is.
be That might be a whole recess at this point.
I mean, assuming that minutes have inflated at the same rate as dollars, which I think we can assume they have.
Sure.
Let's see. What was the year we were in that grade? 2009.
Uh, 2008, 2009, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, let's see what it is.
Or maybe it was 2000, because the Yankees won the World Series in 2009. Was I in Mr. Gallant's class when that happened?
That's up to 5.5 hours now.
Ooh, that's multiple recesses.
Yeah, I don't want to have to think about it. What's a recess? 20 minutes?
I honestly don't remember what it was at Severn Elementary. Sorry, not to
That's
dox
seven.
us.
That's 17 recesses.
Ooh,
That's like a whole month of week.
poor poor guy got suspended from the National Kickball League.
I'm pretty much.
How will this affect Alex's kickball Hall of Fame resume?
I did. Well, I made the Hall of Fame. That's why I put myself in it. But
That's true. We're the inaugural members, us and
I
Zane, because we
clearly would
created it.
not have made it if. What's more controversial than myself being in there is Mitchell Bliss's inclusion in the Hall of
I don't
Fame,
know.
despite
I
his
think
poor base
Mitchell
running decision abilities.
I think Mitchell was a
Great
pretty
power on the
solid
kid,
choice.
good speed, but the base running, the IQ just wasn't there.
I believe the most controversial inclusion probably comes down to a tie between David Hogan and
Jesse Wilson.
Jesse Wilson. Yeah, that's literally what I was going to say. So, hey, if David or Jesse are listening, absolutely no shade. Absolutely no shade. But I will say the people are still talking about it. And I listen,
It's
I
still a
voted for
conversation.
both of you. I voted for both of you. I think you should be in. But the people are talking, and that's what I have to say.
People are also talking about how there hasn't been a class introduced into the Hall of Fame since 2011, and I don't go
That's
there
not our
anymore.
fault.
It's not my
That's not our
fault.
fault. Once we moved on to CFA in sixth grade, it was up to the next generations to keep.
It's up to
I mean,
Bobby.
listen,
It's
I think
Bobby's
we got to
fault.
put it on Bobby. It's Bobby's fault. It's
I don't
Bobby's
know what they
fault.
did at recess. They could have been a Foursquare kind of class. I don't know what they were doing.
Ooh, I listen. Don't bring up Foursquare because then you'll have to ignite the Foursquare versus kickball debates of fourth grade or whatever it was, and that got a little heated. That got a little heated.
We won't bring that up.
I think the most deserving member, I think we can all agree, besides the three people that created the league, um, and the Hall of Fame, I think is Alex Bardo. I think we can
I
all
think so
agree he
too.
deserves
The
it.
power, the sheer power he had.
Yeah,
Other than the
listen, I think,
controversial plays when he was like, pitch it from first base so I can try and
of
get it
course,
over the wall. That was a obviously a stain on the sports history, but
see, but it was within the rules, and we can't fault a person for playing within the rules at the time, and no matter how much some of us did not like the rules.
I think of that as
Um,
sort of like a Barry Bonds sort of situation.
Yeah, I think it's Barry Bonds. It might be kind of I'm looking at Peyton over here, wearing his Rockies jersey, kind of a Coors Field effect where the ball's just flying out. Um, Listen, you play to your dimensions, and Bardo really knew how to do that. So credit to him. I think he was a unanimous Hall of Famer. I don't think
He was.
anybody voted against him. It was a little bit of a controversial approach, but when it's well within the rules, you absolutely cannot fault a guy for playing within the rules.
Absolutely not.
So,
What's the new minute?
uh, you know what? I think I'm seeing it. I believe. I don't know. Am I on the top of your screen or on the bottom? Because I'm on the top of
You're
my screen.
you're on the top for me right here.
Okay, so it's right here, right
You're
here.
mirrored, so point to the
Oh
other
no,
side.
it's right
There
here.
you go. Yeah,
Oh no.
that
Oh
is
no.
uh that is Madden Eli, or no, that's Madden Peyton.
Wow.
Doesn't it look
Yeah,
just like him?
it looks just like him. I also didn't know this whole time that I was mirrored.
It didn't get any of his features right. Not a single
No,
one.
especially not the forehead. We've been doing this show for what, 5 years, 4 years at this
Yeah,
point?
yeah,
I had no idea this whole time that my camera was mirrored.
really.
That's crazy. I don't know. I might be saying, over the history of this show, I might
Occasionally you point at the wrong thing. Yeah, just let it
man,
happen.
man, that's crazy. I didn't even know. Um,
Now you do.
I hope everybody that's listened to this point has been entertained by our conversations. I know that only a few people are
I
probably going
think
to get
no
that
one is
whole
no one's
kickball
listening to this.
conversation.
No one's listening to this. We'll tell Zane to
Yeah.
listen this week because he found
We'll
us.
make sure we'll make sure Zane tunes in because he might be the only person in our audience that will have any clue of anything that we've talked about for the last like 10 minutes.
I think this might
So
be an hour ep. This might be the
it
first
might
hour.
be it might be. You know what? I appreciate that. I think the last few weeks we have just gone on absolute tangents at the end of videos, and I think that's great. You know, one of my coworkers, he drove home to the Cleveland area this past weekend, and he told me when he got back on Monday that he used the last two episodes of this show to kill 2 hours on his trip. So,
That is a disgusting way to spend 2 hours, considering he's not in the league.
hey, listen, what people do with their own free time, I'm not going to judge, and that's views for us. So, I did notice that he didn't comment down below
No
on
one
either of
commented
the
last week.
episodes. That's true. We had some comments the week before, but yeah, nobody
One's a
commented last week, which is kind of toxic.
fireball.
I guess people don't like to tune in for the episodes where it's just us, so we might have to get a guest on next week.
I think we have to.
We'll see if
Maybe I'll
Owen
like
is ever
maybe I'll
available.
put in all capital letters Jersey ep.
Oh, true. Giants jersey app.
We gotta get a thumbnail. Okay. Yeah, that's a
There
good.
we go. Gosh.
And you know what? We're gonna paste in the immaculate grid real quick too.
Oh my goodness. And here we go. We're going to go ahead and do the immaculate grid here today. I think, listen, when it comes to the football one, we're not that good. So we're going
We're
to have
not
to
the
go
best.
with,
We're
yeah, we're
gonna
going to
have
have
to
to go
like
with
go with
some,
Tua here because we're not the best.
that's not, don't do, oh my goodness.
We're
It's
not.
1,000 receiving yards there, Smarty
Hey,
Pants.
can we restart this?
I think we're keeping that in. I think we got to keep that in.
My dyslexic
Um,
butt. I don't think did Tyreek Hill have 1,000 yards on one of his healthy years.
Probably. I would say we should start. I mean, listen, Titans, Dolphins, there's a pretty easy one there. You got to go Ryan Tannehill in that one. Perfect. Now, we are not very good.
Wow.
I don't know many Falcons players that were not career long Falcons players. Um, did Julio,
Kirk
if
Cousins
only
was
they had
pretty
included the
solid.
Texans and the Eagles, like where we crossed like a gun, CJ Gardner Johnson, but unfortunately not. All right, well, let's say 1,000 yard receiving season for the Eagles. That's got to be pretty easy, right? You would think AJ Brown did that. We might really embarrass ourselves here if
No,
we're really bad at this. There we
yeah,
go.
no
All
one did
right.
it. Nico Collins has done that for the.
Yeah. I was going to say Andre Johnson too for that one.
Yeah,
Um, a Titan and an Eagle. Oh man, we might have wasted our AJ Brown pick on the 1,000 yard receiving season. That's tough because I don't know if I can name another Eagle Titan.
uh, who was Geez, this is good content for the boys.
This is great content. Who was the quarterback that you saw IRL at that Dick's Sporting Goods?
Donovan McNabb.
Donovan McNabb. Was McNabb ever a Titan?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I only really know him as an Eagle.
Yeah. Who was on the Dolphins and also played for the Falcons? Do we think Mohamed Sanu ever played for the Dolphins? Because I have no idea.
I don't. I couldn't tell you. This is a tough one.
Did Julio Jones ever play for like the Eagles
Now Julio
for the end
Jones
of his
is
career?
or maybe the Texans.
Uh, uh-oh.
We're not really proving ourselves to be very good at this.
No, not very. Falcons, Texans. I mean, talk about two teams that I'm not all that familiar with.
For real.
Matt
Schultz
Ryan
ever
never.
played for the Falcons?
What's that?
Dalton Schultz.
I don't think so. Uh, I mean, if we want to, we can try that 1,000 yard receiving season for the Dolphins again to go Tyreek. I feel like that's a very safe bet.
Over. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh,
Eagles and Falcons, two birds of prey. You would think,
Bird of prey, maybe.
yeah. Um, you would think that maybe like an osprey played for both of them or something.
It's one of those. There's a
A
few tight
hawk,
ends that the Eagles had that got moved around a little bit.
Zach Ertz, but I don't think he ever played for Atlanta. Yeesh. I don't know. I mean, we
Joe
might be
Mixon.
stupid.
Who did Joe Mixon play for before the Texans?
The Bengals,
That helps.
and I believe that's the only team. Um,
Great content here. Let's just see who we miss.
yeah, let's go ahead and just end our suffering there. Comment down below any players that you might have gotten that we didn't.
Yeah, I mean
Oh,
DeAndre
Vic.
Hopkins was obvious. Football themed, like a screen pass. Oh, that's a
Oh,
six-letter
yikes.
word. Oh,
Uh, Picks.
oh, picks, throw, possibly. Oh, this
Oh,
isn't a throw
oh
for
no. Oh no.
not a bad one.
Not a bad one.
Alrighty.
They take that. All right. Okay.
Not a bad one.
I mean, is it safe to assume maybe that's an H at the end? It's a TH to end the word.
I think that's a good assumption.
It's crazy that you started with a Z and then an X. Oh, I see what you're trying to do. Placeholder.
Yeah, the Darth. No, there's no R. Um,
Is fourth? What about fourth? Fourth down. Not just
well,
not
we
that
know where
fourth.
it's
Okay.
TH though. There was also no
Oh, we
R
know.
because we already had an R.
Oh yeah. It's tough when I'm not the one typing it out.
Yeah, I get you. Earth. This one.
Earth, he said.
Dolphin.
Um,
Yeah. Oh, wait.
oh, what if it's a double O? Try like Booth.
Oh, there you go. There's Dooth. It could be Gooth or Luth, but it's not a double O.
Not a double O. All right, that's my bad. Month. It could be month.
Well, I think we gotta go with month. That's the only word I can think of here.
Oh, mouth.
Mouse.
We've
On here today.
no. That football stadium that's soon going to be not their home stadium anymore.
Yeah, where are they building it?
I heard in a suburb. I don't know. I all I know is that the company that I work for is going to be the one selling it. So my colleague, who is a big Browns fan, is like that's like the dream for him is to get hired onto the Browns project once we're done at Northwestern because it's going to be like perfect timing after New Ryan Field.
Just a PSA to those driving into Cleveland. Slow down at this turn, an
Mm,
I-90 heading west.
dead man's curve.
It's a despicable one.
It is.
Just, you know, slow down.
Yeah, it says 35 miles an hour and it means 35 miles an hour.
For once, yeah.
Yeah. I used to hit that curve every time driving to and from school. So,
Oh wait, all right. Welcome back from that amazing performance we just had. Let's wrap up the show. Oh wait, I didn't even pick my Manning.
oh my goodness, we're trying to skip segments of the show here. Go ahead
Uh,
and pick your Manning.
the the the,
Okay.
the that one.
Can you give me an explanation on why you're feeling that way?
Feeling goofy.
Okay. Perfect. Um, you know what? I not to be cliche and choose the Manning that you went and added this week, but I think I'm feeling video game Peyton. I know after this episode we're gonna hop on the sticks a little bit, so it's gonna be a good time.
Kind of looks like you look like kind of looks like Shrek a little bit.
A little bit, a little
At least
bit.
the nose. Anyways, yeah, yeah. Roll the outro.
I hate you. I'm just kidding. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to this week's episode of Double Al. This was our week 3 recap and our week 4 preview. Once again, if you've gotten to this point of the video, I already said, but go ahead and comment down below what Alex should do to make up his 15 minutes of recess that he owes Mr. Gallant. And please come back next week for our week 4 recap and week 5 preview. Hopefully, I have won. And Alex is also actually Alex is lost because I predicted him to lose. Thanks, everybody. See you next time.
If you'll be my bodyguard, I can be your long-lost pal. I can call you Betty, and Betty you can call me Al. You can call me Al. Do.